Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to 22 Panels. My guest tonight is according to his Zoom label, the Eisner nominated Dave Baker. What were you nominated for? I mean, you should have won for a couple of things, but what were you nominated for?
My thank you for having me. Very nice of you to have me on the show. Thank you. And my partner Nicole Gu and I were nominated for our Dark Horse graphic novel, Everyone is Tulip.
Oh, that was fantastic. You didn't win for
Thank
that?
you. No.
You didn't,
Tragically,
that's rude.
we got beat by Jock and Jeff Lemire. So, if there's somebody to lose out to,
Uh,
you know.
that was Snow Angels, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was pretty good too.
Yeah, pretty good. It's pretty
That's
good.
the
I
problem with the Eisners to begin with, is it's like, ooh, that should really, ooh, ooh.
I mean, I get it. I get it. Especially like when you're in the Eisners. I love the Eisners. I'm like the one human alive who like goes to the ceremony every year, and I cry and I love it, and it's the best
Never
thing in the
been
world.
to the ceremony
Oh,
because
dude, you gotta go.
I've
It's
only been to
free.
San Diego once. Back when you could get in for on the day of. So it's been
Right.
a
Yeah.
while.
Now you have to like plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
No, I happened to be in Southern California in 1998, and I heard on the radio in Ventura that there was going to be a Comic Con in San Diego that weekend. I said, "Hey, Dad, can we drive down to San Diego on Saturday?" So we booked a room for Sunday night. We bought our tickets. Right. I mean, I think Kevin Smith was the headliner that year, which is great.
Yeah.
It was fun to meet Kevin
Right.
Smith, but yeah, it's a little bit bigger
Yeah. The first year I went, I think I was like 11 or 12, and my mom read about it in like a magazine or something, and she was
now. Right.
like, "You'd like this, let's go." And we just like drove out the weekend it happened,
Right.
stayed in City Motel, and then like walked up to the front of the convention and was like, "May we have tickets, please?"
Yep.
Like it was
Exactly.
nothing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Now it's like I talk to my comics buddies and I'm like, "Do you think you can fit me in a suitcase?"
Right. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Dude, I had to fight for tickets for my son.
Yeah.
I can be your other son.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
already leaving my other son behind. Man.
Hmm.
So, where are you from? If you were driving to San Diego.
I'm originally from Arizona, but I
Okay.
I live in Los Angeles now. I've lived here
Uh,
for
you're in the LA area
uh,
too. There's a mini
yeah.
mini comic scene in LA. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, it's
I guess a
probably just
little bit
because
bigger
LA.
since DC moved out there.
Yeah, DC's out here, Boom is out here, IDW's out here,
Okay.
and Hollywood adjacent companies,
Right.
it's helpful to be in those areas. And yeah, I mean, that's the reason I moved here after school, because I was like, I gotta find some way to make a living writing.
So do you just write for comics or do you do Hollywood work as well?
Yeah, yeah, I've you name it, and I've made a living doing it.
Okay.
I literally wrote about paint for like a year. Like I worked
That
for,
was almost what I was going to ask. I was going to ask if you wrote plumbing manuals, but paint
yeah,
was
basically like one of my first writing jobs was just, you know, copy, like SEO copy for a paint company, and I would like write like, this shade of vermilion will bring out an accent wall that's sure to elongate any home that blah 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 blah. Like
so what's the most interesting thing about paint that you learned?
oh, it's nothing. Nothing's interesting
Nothing.
about it.
Nothing's interesting.
Oh, but you do it because it pays the rent.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. That's one of the mottos here at 22 Panels. Get them paid. Get them paid. Get them paid.
yeah, like I wrote a movie that's on Netflix right now.
Oh,
I worked on Ben 10,
okay.
the animated TV series.
Okay. What movies on Netflix? Just because some of
It's
my listeners watch movies. I do
yeah,
sometimes, but I mean, if it's a comedy, I might get my wife to watch it with me. She gets to control the TV because I'm always reading a book anyway.
yeah. It's a low budget science fiction movie called Alien Warfare. Um,
Alien Warfare.
yeah.
Okay. That
And I mean, you do everything out
It's an
here though.
easy one
Like,
to remember.
yeah, yeah, you do everything. So, I've you name it. If there's a word involved, I've managed to
There's a word
somehow
involved. You've managed to do
squeeze
it.
a dime out of it, including comics, shockingly enough.
Oh, wait a minute. You make money doing comics?
Barely, but
You're
yeah,
the one.
I know. I'm the one. Yeah.
Everybody else wants to share in that day.
Yeah, I know, right?
So
Yeah.
before I forget, just because you were kind enough to give me a sneak peek and it came out yesterday, I guess 2 days ago by the time Tyler gets this up, I, I'm going to have you start with like the elevator and expand to the front counter pitch for Mary Tyler Moorhawk because Tyler and I have been talking about this since we saw the first listing. The listing just looked so cool. Um, but having read it now, I don't even know how to describe it. I
So,
loved it, but
yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
So Mary Tyler Moorhawk is my new graphic novel slash novel project, published by Top Shelf. It's written and illustrated by me, with design by Mike Lopez and photographs by David Catalano. The book is split into two halves. The first half is an action adventure comic about a titular kind of retrofuturist Johnny Questian, Nancy Drewian archetype globetrotter named Mary Tyler Moorhawk, who stars in an adventure where she's trying to stop the world from ending. Her and her kind of loosely adopted network of super scientist family members are attempting to stop a supervillain from an alternate timeline from blowing up their world. The other half of the book is told in epistolary zines and magazine articles from 100 years in the future. You're reading basically essays and journalistic articles by a journalist named Dave Baker, that are being serialized in a magazine called Physicalist Today, about his obsession with a TV show called Mary Tyler Moorhawk, which was adapted from the comics. And only lasted 9 episodes. And he's trying to figure out, why did the show get canceled? Who created it? What is the story here? Um, in this future that he lives in, physical objects have been outlawed, so you can't collect comics. There's no watching movies on DVD. There's basically all of our cultural memory has kind of subsided, and we don't really process information culturally the same way anymore. And so the mainstream has no idea of what even the idea of a story is, where there's a small percentage of people who refer to themselves as physicalists that love to collect these weird pieces of cultural ephemera from the before times, in air quotes. And our guy, our Dave Baker journalist guy, is a person who is obsessed with the old world and all things old and nostalgia. And his life kind of gets turned upside down when researching, why did this Mary Tyler Moorhawk show get canceled. He realizes that the creator of the TV show is named Dave Baker. And that sends him off on an adventure to try and figure out what the fuck that means.
So, and I might have the answer to this question on my. Okay, no. Yeah. Okay. So I've only read the PDF you sent me. So did you? Okay, no. You go back and forth between comic and story though.
Yeah.
Or
Hmm.
well the way you just described it, you said it's half and half. So it wasn't clear. So I wanted to make certain you hadn't re-edited it.
No, yeah, no. The thing that you read is the finished book. It's
That's
just it
that
alternates. It
right.
alternates between,
And
the book is.
that's part of what I thought was absolutely brilliant was because like yeah, I don't know how to talk about this without possible spoilers. So anybody who hasn't read the book and is worried about spoilers, now is the time to pause your podcast. You got three, two, one. I'm gonna try not to be overly spoilery, but um, like it's clear that you had the roadmap the entire time, but so much initially when I was reading it, I thought the comics were the episodes until we got to the episode guide. And it's like, no, these don't describe anything I read. This actually seems like it's after the episodes because mom's alive in the episodes. And the comics, mom's already gone.
Yeah,
Um, and then it's like at the very end that we discover that he's been writing comics all this time. It's like, this
yeah.
works on even and that was like brilliant. So
Thank you.
talk to me some about process in terms of how, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at how.
Just how? Just how? Just
Just gonna leave
how?
it at how.
How? Yeah.
How?
So, to speak candidly, this book was the hardest thing I've ever tried to do. I've made many books, and this one was very difficult, primarily because the project that I drew previous to this really messed up my hand. I was inking with tools that I shouldn't have been inking with, and
Okay.
it started my wrist to click.
Oof.
It still does that sometimes when I do this. It'll go like,
Mm.
not a good,
No.
uh, thing.
So
Uh,
so so friend of the podcast, Creata Wilberg, wrote a wonderful book on how artists can take care of themselves. You should look it up.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'll find it and drop it in the links.
yeah. Oh shit.
Exercises,
Yeah, lots of this. And but so basically I realized that the way I was doing things wasn't sustainable, so I was like I'm going to retrain myself how to make comics in a way that I can do it and it won't break me. And that resulted in me coming up with this idea of like, oh, what if I did all my construction lines in red architectural pencil and then kind of finished it in a actual mechanical pencil, pulled that red out in Photoshop, and then kind of just upped the contrast enough to where my pencils could be treated as the inks.
Oh.
And that process took me a little while to figure out. There was some kind of um, learning curve that I had to experience while making it. But over the course of making the book, I really, found a good groove with it. And thank you for the link. I appreciate it.
I mean,
Uh,
it's a fantastic book. I mean, she's married to Bob Sikoriak. Before she became a cartoonist, she had experience as, I think, a massage therapist. So she's always had the medicine thing going.
mm.
She literally like created a position for herself at as like the artist in residence at New York University Medical School.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Um, but yeah, this book is everybody should have it. And you'll notice all sorts of every artist I've ever met, including my wife, is like, yes, I know this, and no, I don't do it.
Yeah, so but basically like a lot of the decision making early on stemmed from like how do I try to make things in a more sustainable way? And
Right.
then over the course of that, I kind of got interested in the process of reinventing everything. So I changed the way I lettered, not out of a health thing, but just because
Right.
is there a better way to do this? And I think on a subconscious level that Aegis kind of filtered out through the entire project where I don't know that I'm not saying there aren't literary antecedents to this book. There absolutely are. I'm sure we'll talk about them. But there aren't many comics antecedents to something like this, which is what I was trying
I
to
don't
do.
think so. No.
Yeah, I was trying to do something
Um,
a little more literary and a little bit more fueled by some attempt, like I didn't
eh,
want to just do the kind of a genre exercise, which I like. I like doing that too, but
right.
for this one, I wanted to try and make something that would be a little bit more of a head scratcher.
Well, and I mean, what blows my mind, um, is that on top of everything else, you said it, what, 300 years in the future? I think it's only mentioned like once.
Yeah.
It's like 2300 something, isn't it?
It's the year
Do you know
2000.
the year?
It's like the year is like 2124 or something like that. I
I thought it
don't
was later than that, but
maybe it's later than that. Honestly, man, I had to read this book so many fucking
I
times.
believe it.
I've just like blacked out. Like some yesterday, somebody told me one of the jokes in the book, and I was like, "That's really funny." And they're like, "You wrote
Wrote
that?"
that. Oh yeah. No, no, I've
I've
done that
just
to people on
yeah, I
yeah.
just can't even do it anymore. Like I look at the thing and I just moan because I'm just
Well,
like,
I would imagine that
oh.
you would have to unless you well, possibly that you would have to but certainly you would have to unless you like had your meticulously noted murder board style this is here and this is here and gotta
Yeah, yeah.
I mean the only book I can think of that seems like a more I don't even want to say more it equally complicated stuff that I'm not going to tell you for 200 pages matters right now. And this little thing right here that you don't think is important will matter 150 pages from now. Um, is mind management.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I loved that book.
I
Yeah,
mean, like mind management is the only book I can think of, and to a slightly lesser extent, only because it's shorter, red-handed, also by Matt Kent, where it's like, did he set up one of those string boards?
yeah.
Because I don't know how else you write this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I a little bit of it was kind of discovery as you're making the thing, and then a little bit of it was I had a like a beat sheet for myself that was
Okay.
like the 9 chapters of the book, and then like literally there would just be like one thing per chapter where it was like make sure to pay off X or make sure to set up Y. And
Okay.
like, you know, you've read the book, they're very dense chapters.
They are.
So like,
I mean, I was worried about getting it done, and then it takes off so much during the second half that I wound up spending like 5 hours reading on
oh wow. Thank you. That's so
Tuesday to
nice.
wrap it up.
Thank
But
you.
like, but like, I think I squeezed in almost 2 hours while I was at school, and then when I got home, it was just 3 solid hours before I did anything else
Amazing.
to wrap it up.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, honestly, the reason that it is so dense, or one of the reasons, one of the reasons is because I like dense stuff, and so
well,
I
it
would
it's got more
think,
prose than
yeah, and
us comics readers are used to.
yeah, but that's one of the things that like, I wanted to make something that was more of a meal and,
Absolutely.
really kept your attention. Because when we were doing the press tour for Tulip, people would come up to Nicole or I, or we would be in interviews, Nicole and I would be talking like this with somebody over Zoom, and the first thing they would always say is like, "Oh man, I love the book so much. I read it in 15 minutes." And
It
I
took me
understand.
longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah,
But I'm also going to immediately give the counter argument because I know lots of people worry about that. The one that I read in 15 minutes is the one that I'll read 2 or 3 times a year. The
sure,
one
yeah.
that takes me 5 or 6 hours,
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
I got to block out. I mean, no matter how much more I love, Watchmen is a masterpiece that I read maybe once every decade.
Yeah. But I think that
It's too much of a
I totally get what you're saying. I totally
commitment.
understand. Totally get it. But I think, you know, you're making these things for you as much as you're making them from
That's true.
someone else.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And for me, the experience of spending 4 years on something and having it only exist for
That's a whole different
15
thing.
minutes in someone else's mind, it doesn't have the same level of gratification as when like holding this as a
Yeah, I
piece.
need my hard copy now.
Dude, this is not me being self-aggrandizing. They printed this so well. Like
No,
it looks
particularly as I'm looking
amazing.
at it in your hands and it's even bigger than I thought it was going to be. I need my hard copy now.
Got the gold
Yeah,
foil and the logo, bro.
I mean that's nice and but I'm the last guy that gets really I just like bigger.
Yeah,
Bigger
sure.
is a big deal to me.
Yeah. Well,
Um
especially with this book, since those footnotes can be a little dense.
yeah, I had to
Like,
do a lot of zooming because
yeah,
they're also really good. Sometimes really funny. They're like halfway between like Ryan North footnotes and um trying to think there was an author that I love that sometimes puts footnotes that are like half a page long. And I
Um,
can't remember right now.
well, the for me, the main source for that inspiration was two books. One, House of Leaves by Mark Danielewski, and Infinite Jest and the essays of Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again and Consider the Lobster by David Foster Wallace. Um, Wallace and Danielewski are two people I really enjoy their work, and I specifically enjoy their work because the way that they use footnotes bifurcates the page of prose in the way that a comic bifurcates real estate with a gutter, where there's an image that's sustaining, a gutter that's blank space, and an image that's sustaining, and your eye has to spend time crossing between the gutter and interpreting those two images and forming it into a narrative in your head, right?
Right.
And with footnotes, you get your main, through line narrative, and then these discursive kind of meandering or sometimes comedic footnotes, and there's no literal gutter, but the time it takes your eye to travel from the
Right.
primary narrative to the footnote
Right.
activates the same space as comics. And I don't think that Wallace or Danielewski were actually thinking about it that
I
way,
sincerely doubt it.
but to
So
me
one can hope, one can
it's a
dream.
yeah, it's a similar, it's a
Because
similar choice.
I mean, I'm the great unpublished writer, but I started using footnotes a lot more. Initially, it was a, a teacher recommended it to just cut down on my parentheticals, which I also love.
Mm.
Um, but I haven't actually really cut down on my parentheticals. I've more decided that there are certain types of things that are footnotes and there are certain types of things that are parentheticals.
Man after my own heart, man. A man after my own heart. Yeah.
If it's a whole different story that that I want to tell, even though it doesn't need to be here, then it's a footnote.
Yeah. Yeah. I
If
mean,
it's a joke that goes along with what's already here, then it's a parenthetical.
that's kind of one of those things of like, I like to nest jokes inside of themselves
Right.
where footnotes are a perfect way of doing that. Where like,
Mhm.
there's one of the chapters, a lot of the physicalist today stuff in the book, you're kind of learning about the history of this fictional TV station in the distant future after the idea of a TV station has completely been erased from our cultural record. And so you're following these people
Yeah,
who
I mean,
work.
can you call it a TV station when you watch them on washing machines?
I
Is
know,
is it
right?
isn't it a washing machine station?
Isn't it a washing machine station, right? I don't know. But there's a specific chapter about the development of the various TV shows
Right.
that they're trying to make because nobody really knows how to do this. So one of the first shows that they make is basically a police procedural where they just follow actual police officers around
Yes.
because it's
Well,
a dramatic
because
drama.
most police officers aren't human anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and that's another thing that you did just brilliantly that I can't imagine was easy. You never break the like time wall when you're
Mm,
writing. You are
mm,
totally writing to people in 2300 or whatever year it is,
yeah.
who this is their world, and they also don't know that there used to be comic books or television sets or um and I mean there's so many things that you have to piece together about this world. I mean, I think it's halfway through the book before you introduce, what was it, the blue,
Blue
um
Purge, yeah.
yeah, the blue purge. So it's like
Yeah.
halfway through the book before you go, oh, so we had too much stuff. But then it's almost a throwaway somewhere else that like there's still required consumers.
Yeah.
The refrigerators, the refrigerators, washing machines, and dishwashers, the only things allowed to be made are also required to go obsolete.
Yeah. 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 I have no
I mean,
idea. I have no
even
idea
even
what.
in getting rid of all possessions, you kept capitalism.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah,
like
but that's because that's
American
how it works.
style oligarchy capitalism, not even real capitalism.
Yeah, yeah, but that's how it'll work. I guarantee you.
It
I
is.
guarantee this is what's gonna happen. But the other thing about this too is like the the process of putting all that stuff together is in some ways it's a magic trick because you're trying to be leading somebody down an alleyway where the conclusion is inevitable yet still surprising. And so the more weird, funny texture things like you're talking about that you can put along the way that seem like window dressing, they feel like setups and they feel like maybe it'll pay off at the end. And some of them do. And that's what feels, oh, wow, this is
Right.
amazing. You paid off all these little tiny things, but you don't remember all of the other things that are small, minute details that
I,
are like
I
the fake names of TV shows that never happened,
I
because
did
they're,
notice something that I expected to pay off that didn't though.
oh,
Yeah, just leading off, you've got like sour apples. Really? And somewhere we'll be talking about this habit you seem to be developing and doesn't go anywhere. She just keeps using sour apples. They never talk
she's,
about why she uses sour apples rather than swearing.
yeah, yeah. She says sour apples. Yeah, Mary Tyler Moorhawk just says sour apples. That's her
And for
catchphrase
that
at the.
matter, that's the only time that she almost says something else.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
After that, it's just sour apples.
just
And her
sour apples.
bodyguard never comes
Yeah,
back to it. It's just a thing now. And I'm
yeah,
like, this is like, and again, by the time I was done with it, it didn't bother me because I was expecting the comeback. I was expecting it to be like in that segment. So
sure.
once
Yeah,
we got to the next text, I moved on. So I'm not
yeah. I mean,
saying it is something that was like wrong with the book at all. But it
yeah.
is. It just seems like it's setting up such a wonderful conversation, hilarious conversation for the first downtime that you never delivered, Dave. And there's a
I
part
feel
of me
like
that's disappointed in that. So if you ever find yourself just randomly writing the dialogue, email it to me. I'll read it and laugh.
I feel like in some ways the book itself is a juggling act in terms of because there's like 100 different things that are set up and also paid off. Like there's
Right.
a
Oh
ton
yeah.
of setups and payoffs.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I think that in some ways there's kind of a stutter step that you have to do with some of that stuff to keep it interesting. There's also just a couple like weird little throwaway gags that to me are like setups of if I ever do a second volume, it'll just be this. Like there's an unanswered question about whatever happened to the family portrait.
Yeah.
In the TV show, there's an oil painting of
Right.
the Morhawks and their like extended cast members, which is intended as an homage to CC Beck and the like Marvel family portrait that was on the back of all of the old Wiz comics. And I'm a big CC Beck fan, and I love Captain Marvel, and so I thought it'd be funny to kind of include that there. Um, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll get found at the end. Maybe it'll just be in his apartment and like or you know his on McCaslin farm where the old man Dave Baker is ultimately discovered. But I ultimately decided, you know what? I think I'm gonna not put that in there and just have it be like that'll just be a dangling thread. So if I ever do a sequel, that'll one of the central mysteries could be where is the family portrait and like old, the journalist Dave Baker is now obsessed with because he's actually found the guy, he needs another vista to explore existentially. And so he's now delving even deeper and deeper into these strange little pieces of ephemera that nobody cares about.
That makes sense to me. I'm sorry. I remembered something that, and I will admit that I was trying to read quickly, and that again, digitally sometimes makes it harder to find stuff. But I feel like there were at least a small handful of times where either, I mean, let me, because one of them I felt like was in the first. Yeah, I can't find number 8 in the first picture. I find two number 9s.
Well, there is the possibility. I don't know specifically what you're referencing, but if there is
The the
duplicate
the
stuff,
the
there's
first
been
Mary Tyler
small.
Moorhawk chapter 1, the guide to the characters.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're saying the footnotes are misnumbered?
No, no, I'm saying the characters. We got we go from 7 to 9, and then we have another 9 up here coming down to 10.
So the PDF that you are reading is the PDF that I sold the book
Gotcha.
to Top Shelf with. So there are a couple, like there's that is one of them. There was a couple typos, and there's a couple there's one line of dialogue, or one line of a footnote that was changed completely
Gotcha.
because of an importing thing with the printer.
Okay.
So those small little tweaks or whatever
Well,
are
and
have been.
I hadn't had I have my paid digital copy too, and I hadn't had time to go through it. Um, but as I noticed just these little things, because there were a couple spelling errors, but most of them were like names that were like one place it was spelled differently. And I'm thinking,
Hmm,
but this is in like a physicalist magazine that's got to be an underground zine. How good are the
yeah.
editors? Is this on purpose or an accident?
So
So
I will make an admission that there is something like that in the book, which I will not say what it is, but there is something
right.
like that that is purposeful. But there's also other stuff that the PDF that you're reading that I gave you
Wound
was
up
my
getting
just like,
okay. That
yeah,
and I again, I mean, I could see, particularly if I get more people into this, and trust me, I emailed a number of people that I thought this would be way up their alley. For that matter, I've shown off parts of the PDF on screen during Zooms because I thought it would be way up people's alley. So I could see us going through it with a fine tooth comb and then having you back on to get really
yeah,
nerdy.
sure.
But I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
done that yet.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
It's
Yeah,
more
there's
like impression type stuff.
yeah. Uh
I mean,
the
again,
thing that's really
because
Oh,
that's the
sorry, go
other
for it.
thing that I'm thinking of is like we're thinking about this in the era of super slick magazines and and well-produced comic books and whatnot, but that's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a comic book produced in an era where, I'm not even certain it's legal to own paper and pens.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
And
actually don't remember if this made the final cut, but there was stuff in there about Hardtop and his day job, and basically there's a
right.
character who's the uncle of the journalist Dave Baker, who's a frustrated cartoonist in his free time when he's not working at a giant multimedia corporate conglomerate.
Wait a
And
minute.
he
I thought it was the uncle of the writer Dave Baker, not the cartoonist Dave Baker.
Yeah, it's the journalist Dave Baker. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I thought
Yeah.
you said cartoonist,
No,
journalist
no,
Dave
journalist Dave.
Baker.
Yeah, yeah, it's the journalist. Yeah. Um, or is it? Who can say? Who can
I
say?
mean, I'm not entirely certain that there's not a Fight Club thing going on, and that he just
Hmm.
found himself on the farm in wherever.
Who can say? Who can say? Yeah.
I mean, that would explain why the girl was willing to let him through. It's like, oh, hi.
Supposedly, so the thing you're referencing for the listener at home, there's the journalist ends up tracking down someone who claims that they work for the cartoonist Dave Baker, and that they've
Worked
uh
for or stalked and wasn't kicked out.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's she's not yes,
It's
exactly.
not clear that she works for him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And supposedly she's tried to do this with 8 other people, and the
Right.
journalist is the ninth person that she's done it with. She
Well,
basically takes
and
them to
I
this farm.
wonder, and this is another big geeky spoiler. I wonder how many people getting to that will notice what I noticed before, or like right off the bat, why is this the ninth printing?
Hmm? Hmm? I can't say anything. I can't say anything about that. I don't know. There might be a reason. Maybe there's like a whole secret message at the end of the book that, if translated, provides context to
Oh,
that.
wait a minute. Are you
But I don't
saying I
know.
have to try to?
I'm not saying anything. I don't know the answer to this question. I don't know. I'm just saying,
Oh, fuck you.
dude, I don't know. I don't know what you want from me.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Uh-huh. Whatever. Mr. Third Dave Baker.
know. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
I was so hoping that this wasn't something that I was gonna feel the need to actually go all crypto on. And I mean that in the old term of crypto, not the new
Yeah. No,
fangle. I mean
yeah.
cryptography as in code breaking.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but it seems to me, looking at this book, that I don't know what that insignia with a codex of some sort of strange runes and alphabet numerical text is. I don't know what the point of that is, but
Oh, thank you though,
I
because
don't know.
that just made my life easier.
Yeah, now you don't have to actually like code break anything. But
Matt,
you could. But
Matt,
you
and
could.
I
I would be
still
really
haven't finished
excited.
it. I still haven't finished it, but we were talking about mind management earlier. Have you read Super Spy?
I have not read Super Spy.
Okay, first of all, Super Spy or not no not Super well, I mean Super Spy is also great, but that's not the one that I meant. His newer one, Spy Superb.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you something because it drives me up the wall. So because I haven't had the time to do the full. Every book has a receipt on the back, but those aren't prices,
Mm.
and I have not managed to break the code yet.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
It is not one for A, two for that much I've managed to figure.
That's pretty cool though. I like that. Yeah.
And thankfully, I want to say all three of them have the same numbers on the receipt. So it's not necessarily like I have to go figure out like three different things. Though one would hope that I wouldn't have to figure out three different codes, but I haven't talked to Matt yet. But he seems like the type that might do that to you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
you, you know, it just
Totally.
seems to be what he does.
Yeah.
And I love it. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying actually I think it was Brubaker's actually had a coded language in Paper Girls if you took the time to figure it out. There's a code to like the
Mm.
future language.
That's cool.
I mean, it's cool, but I read too many comics and I have a day job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh, I feel like I could ask you a billion questions, but I don't know which ones. Oh, oh, here's one that I definitely wanted to ask. Is there, it seems like an inordinate number of people in the future have hyphenated names. Was that was that a specific choice? Is that I mean, I do like that an inordinate number of the people in the future also seem to have names that indicate multiple different ethnicities.
Yeah.
So it feels like in some ways it's like yeah, we finally get over all of our bullshit and just live in a world, though it's still a really weird world.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the multiple ethnicities thing is definitely accurate. Um, is there an actual reason there other than I just kind of like the juxtaposition of names or coming up with names that have a rhythm to them, like Antonio Dirthberg Heldrone or something along those lines. Um, yeah, I don't. I sometimes I think there are maybe some more like Beptomaz Kildrith. I don't know that there's anything that you're gonna pull from that, but Gordon Granger, the Sleepless Wonder. There's a fun rhythm to that. There's a fun kind of bouncy quality to it.
Yeah, no, I had a great appreciation for the names. Great appreciation for the pictures. How did you pick? I mean, because it's got to be interesting to choose photography
Sure.
for something that's supposed to be set in the future.
Yeah, so all of the photographs in the book, for anybody who's not aware, the future segments of the book, the Physicalist Today sequences, they really are designed to look like a mixture of kind of like a fashion magazine, a record album, 90s tokusatsu um, magazine, or another one thing we talked about a lot, Mike Lopez and I, the designer, was like DC area 80s era hardcore zines and trying to
Okay.
find a way of making something that feels both raw but also glossy. Um, and so we took the photography of my friend David Catalano, who's an amazing photographer, and we kind of paired it with the different chapters that I had written. And some of the chapters that I wrote were actually kind of specifically aiming at images that he had written because I knew the photos that he had, and some
Okay.
of them it was the opposite, where it was more like, this is what I've written. What photos do you have that we could
So
just
the
kind of use?
photos were already taken, not for this project,
Yeah,
and you
they
either
were
wrote around them or repurposed them.
exactly. Yeah, and
Okay.
it kind of started because, I met David at I met him at a comics convention in New York. He's a super smart guy and he's into a bunch of the same stuff I'm into. He's into like weird noise music and um, you know, VHS collecting and underground movies and that kind of shit. And so we kind of bonded over a love of cult cinema and weird outsider artwork. And he makes music and I really liked a lot of his music. I was listening to his music and I reached out to him and I was just like, man, I feel like we got to do something together. I don't know what we got to do, but we got to do something. And he was like, okay, yeah, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, you have all these like really great photographs of buildings and houses and like suburban, eerie, Carpenter-esque neon lights. Like, what if we did a book that was just like a bunch of your photographs and then I'll write stories around the photographs, basically like saying this is this house and it's haunted, or this is his house and these are the people who used to live there, and like, it's this kind of fun idea for a project. And then I kind of just got obsessed with Mary Tyler Moorhawk, and I was like, hey man, I know we talked about this like house project, but would you mind if I used your photographs in my book instead as almost kind of like illustrations for this thing in the future? And I kind of explained to him the world and the vibe that we would be going for. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds great. And ultimately, I think his photographs and Mike Lopez's design really bring the book together. I don't think it would be what it is without their creative um kind of their contributions to the aesthetic as a whole. Mike also
Absolutely.
had some photographs in the book.
Okay.
Um, but it's mostly David's photographs and Mike's design with a few supplemental photographs from Mike. And I just can't say enough about both of them. They really they I think they both were a little kind of confused at first about what I was trying to do, and then once we kind of talked it out a little bit, they were like, "Oh my God, this is so cool and weird and quirky. Let's really try and do this." And specifically Mike, he spent hours and hours working on those design sequences, and I am so indebted to him, and the book would not be as good if it wasn't for his design.
So before I jump to because I don't know how to add to that. I agree 100%. The design, I mean, decisions on so many little things make this book work on a huge level. But you mentioned outsider art, and in Chicago, where I'm roughly from, we have a fantastic museum type place to outsider art. And I wonder if you've ever been or are ever in Chicago. Like on
I'm gonna be
Friday.
there in April. Yeah.
Are you going to be at C2E2?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to have lunch or something.
High
Uh,
fives. Let's do it.
yeah, let me drop this in the chat. It looks like they're renovating right now, so I don't know if they'll be open again in April. If they are, I'll take you because it's cool. Um, it's the center, it's Intuit, the Center for Intuitive and Outsider Art.
Cool.
So it's all art
Wasn't
by untrained people.
wasn't am I wrong? Was Henry Darger from?
Yep. In fact, they have a Henry Darger room.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Intuit
amazing.
undergoes renovation. And it's funny that you bring that up because we just had um our indie comic kind of roundup. We didn't get around to it until recently. We had meant to do it since the end of the year. And I have Ryan Carey who reviews for Four Color Apocalypse and the Comics Journal. Emily Mayer, who was also at CXC and did the comics retreat panel. I think she was around the corner from you. Um, and Lillian Generoso, who
Did we meet at
we
CXC
did.
this year?
We met at CXC this year. We talked at
I
CXC,
vaguely,
and then I forgot to email you. Well, didn't
yeah,
forget. I had
I
a bunch
vaguely
of people
remember.
email.
No, no,
Didn't
of
matter.
course, I get it. I
Yeah.
remembered that we had met, but I couldn't remember if it was CXC or C2E2. But now that you're saying it,
Yeah,
I am now
C2E2,
recalling.
C2E2 this last year I was at, but I was fresh off of a concussion, so I was like mostly doing quick hits to people I already knew.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, because yeah, my my neurologist actually insisted that I go because I needed to test my head, but also said as soon as it hurts, you have to leave.
Oh wow,
So I made it like
that's
3 hours.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, not to
This
gloss
year I
over
should
your
do much better.
not to gloss over your impending Kane Marco persona emerging and your desire to start wearing large, convex shaped helmetry. Um,
No, no, I
I
like baseball
I
caps.
love I love I love Henry Darger. He's a
Okay.
huge inspiration for me. And I think there's some stuff about him in the book and some of the footnotes, but I kind of don't remember.
I'm pretty certain there was because
Yeah.
to finish what I was saying, it was like after we'd recorded and we were just shooting the shit afterwards that we talked about your book and we talked about
Mm.
did you see the book Fanagraphics put out this week?
Yeah, they just yeah, I
The
was just
Frank
Jake
Johnson.
Thomas, Frank Johnson. Yeah, Frank
Yeah.
Johnson. Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and between the two, Henry Darger wound up coming up. So you have been discussed in my presence and me being the one that wasn't nerdy on that level. I love talking to these people because they get into like the weeds on a level with with indie comics that I dream of and don't have the time for. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
have
it's
you looked
funny
at
that you
that Frank
mentioned
Johnson
the
book?
garbage. What?
Have you
I
looked at
have
that Frank Johnson?
I have only looked at the preview stuff.
Yeah,
I
it's
wish,
intense, man. It's long, dude. It's
yeah,
fucking long.
yeah, it's 633 pages,
Yeah.
and it's not enough cheaper digitally for me to buy it digitally before I can buy the physical. But I feel like I want to read some of it before I drop for the physical, if for no other reason than
Yeah.
I'm running out of space for physical.
Yeah, I get that.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
The
and also
idea that
kudos to
somebody put
the
together 2,300 pages of comics that he never published, that also people think are publishable. I mean, I'm certain it's not the first time that somebody's come across a stack of
yeah.
drawings or writing. I mean, I guarantee you, for every Emily Dickinson, there are 100 poets that we're glad we never read, but still kept every poem they ever wrote. I'm not certain that I'm not one of them.
Right, right, right.
You know what I mean?
What the fuck is that woman's name? She's another outsider artist. She was a photographer. She was a street photographer also in Chicago. And then she moved to San Francisco for a while and then moved back to Chicago. There was a documentary about her not that long ago. Um, she's fascinating to me. She's kind of a taller woman. She claimed that she was French for a while, like she would speak in a French accent.
Vivian Mayer?
Vivian Mayer. Yeah, Vivian
Yeah.
Mayer. So she's another person I'm really obsessed with. I love Vivian Mayer because she's kind of a
Yeah.
similar story where she took like thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of rolls of film and kept it in a storage facility for decades. And then she died, and some guy bought it all at like a just like a storage wars thing. And ultimately, her photographs are amazing. Like I love her photos. And this guy's been publishing them and getting them distributed. And there's like a, like I said, this documentary about her. I think it's called Finding Vivian Mayer.
Yeah.
Um,
It's actually produced by my local um looks like it's produced by my local PBS station.
oh, cool. I liked the documentary. But I love a good this person was highly creative but just couldn't figure out a way to monetize it and or was too much of a weirdo to
I mean, Chicago gave us Wesley Willis. Do you know Wesley
right.
Willis?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
actually met Wesley Willis. I have
Really?
a friend who was headbutt by Wesley Willis down the street from my house in the Chicago suburbs and didn't bother to invite me to dinner. I was so upset with him when I found that
Wow. Yeah. Yeah,
out.
like for every one person that there's like a, Daniel Johnston or somebody who's like they're kind of an outsider artist, but somehow they ended up getting famous, like a Harvey Pekar or whatever.
Yep.
For every one person like that, there's got to be just hundreds of
So I mean, this is
those.
my favorite type of conversation because I can't keep up with the number of things that I want to try to add.
But I think
Um,
before we go down that tangent, I think that that's also like that's a core piece of Mary Tyler Moore is like,
Absolutely.
it's this it's a it's a desire, like there's multiple things happening at once in the book, and that the book is kind of like watching a movie and watching a behind the scenes documentary at the same time. And so
And sci-fi and critical
yeah,
commentary and some more. No, even as I was reading it, I mean, we talked earlier about how the the hour-long read gets reread way more often. I even as I was reading it, I knew this is going to get read at least one more time this year because I have to book club it, whether it's on air or off air. One of the things I love about a book club is now you've got four, five, however many sets of eyes looking
yeah,
at the same thing, but seeing it differently.
yeah, yeah,
The number, I mean, like we have a heavy metal book club and I always use, I think heavy metal issue 4 or 5 is my example of why I love book clubs because we came into it. It's like, okay, what did people think? Because I feel like they finally like swung and missed. And my brother Peter and my friend Matt are like, what the hell are you talking about? This issue was amazing.
yeah,
And by the end of the episode, I probably liked it more than they did.
right,
I
yeah,
just I'd either not been in the right headset or I hadn't seen the things that they saw. But as soon as I saw them, I went, oh.
right.
um,
Yeah, but I
so
mean, the book itself has like
yeah, exactly.
it's dealing with this idea, right? Of like some people like there is the desire by a creator to be seen, and then there's a desire by a fan to be a part of
Part
that
of it.
process, and that weird like you get kind of lost in the middle is so common for
Desire
everybody.
by, I mean, I actually kind of fascinated in some ways the most by Connie because she's not quite an artist,
Hmm.
but she has the desire to arrange for art to be made in this world where it doesn't exist anymore.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know,
And I think,
she
and
remembers TV, she remembers liking TV. So even though she's going to have to go cut a deal with a washing machine company to put screens on their washing machines, she wants to make TV. God damn it.
yeah. And also, she has the privilege of remembering a world before systemic cultural oppression because she's wealthy.
Right.
She's managed to, she ran an ice cream company in Arizona and made a bunch of money. And somehow, because she's been economically freed from the grind that is oppressing everyone else in this weird capitalist hellscape, it's
Yeah,
the
where I'm not even clear what work they're supposed to do, but apparently everybody has to do it if they want to watch TV in the square on Friday night. It's like Transmetropolitan times 10.
Yeah, yeah, but and the best part of the funniest thing about that is like the to me the funniest thing about that is that the shows that they watch are just called like "Will I Die If I Fall on It?"
Right. Right.
Like I know it's probably a
What's
little
the weather?
yeah. What's the weather? I know. I probably am a little egocentric if I'm like making myself laugh with these things, but part of it is I don't remember that I've written these things, and then I'm reading
Well,
it.
but also, I
Great.
mean, while we're I'm told, and I believe it because what TV I've managed to watch has been quite good. I'm told that as well as, the platinum age of comics, we're in a golden era of television, that there's a ton of great television coming out, but there's also 17 versions of the Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
How many housewives?
Yeah. 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 How many seasons?
Um,
How many seasons
and
of Ink Master? You know?
and even as somebody who likes the occasional cooking show, how many cooking shows?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, we're on. I mean, for that matter, I just just look at the Warner Brothers buyout of HBO. Let's take our most recognizable brand, HBO, and rename it Max because that definitely won't make people think about Cinemax, which they don't like as much. And then let's promote our our reality TV more than because everybody wants to make certain that they know that we have Ice Road Truckers available, not Game of Thrones. They've all seen
Yep.
Game of Thrones. They don't want to watch Game of Thrones again. And there's a new season of Ice Road Truckers, and I swear to God, it's different this time.
Yeah. 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 You don't got to tell me. I wrote a book about all of this.
That's my point. But that's one of the things that's brilliant is that it is a future that is way too easy to imagine.
Yeah.
Way too easy to imagine.
I mean, to me, it's like it's to me, it's not even really. I mean, yeah, it's a quote unquote future, but it's not even a future. It's just like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. This is just
I
what it
mean,
is, bro.
I hope not,
This
because
is
I'd
what
have to
living
get rid of
now is
like
like.
everything. And I mean, look at that. Look at this room, Dave. I
Yeah.
don't want this going to the blue purge.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. I think
I mean, what would
I think
Eddie
the
knock
process.
over?
That's what I'm saying. I think the process of writing it was simultaneously cathartic and also extremely frustrating because of the fact that it was so hard to set up, like every publisher I showed it to. I mean, I'm not saying I'm like a big deal. I'm not. But I've been around. I've done some
Right.
stuff. I'm a guy, right? I don't
You
know.
got an Eisner nomination. We talked about that.
Right? Like I'm a guy.
Right.
And and it this thing was just met with pure you gotta be crazy, right? Like and the
I
reaction
mean,
from everybody was just no.
I do have to say, as beautiful as the top shelf version that you were showing me a minute ago looks. In some ways, I think that this book would have been even better if it was haphazardly sewn together with baling wire.
I would love a variant edition that's just like the
and,
weird
and the
bullshit like
paper,
staple
the
version.
pages weren't all the same size
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's I mean, look,
with
that's the
like
funnier
cardboard
version.
covers.
Totally. That's the funnier version, but the
I
version
feel
that
like that would
hopefully
be the more accurate version.
yeah, yeah, but the hopefully the version that gets some award
Awards, yeah,
nominations
yeah, you,
might be
you,
that one maybe. Who
you're going,
knows?
you're going for the awards. I see how it is. You sell out.
Yeah.
I get it. Total sellout. Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I spend a lot of time saying that artists aren't sellouts. Artists get paid and don't have to work at Walmart. So yes, you're getting paid. I hope.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I before we move on from this, I gotta say, Chris Staros, he picked up the book. He looked at it and was like, that is a weirdo art project. Let's fucking do it. And I owe him so much, man. Chris Staros is the man. I'm indebted to him, and I really just I'm so thankful that Chris Staros believed in my project.
Really, Eddie? My cat's just the podcast listeners know my cat way too well. Way too well. As he knocks things down and steals my microphone. I had to go with the headset microphone because he used to like to knock the table mic down while we talked. So Chris Staros made this happen, which means I want to talk to Chris Staros one day now too, um, because anybody who's got the guts to, and it looks like how long has he been at Top Shelf?
He's the founder of Top Shelf.
Oh, okay. Well, then I definitely want to talk to him because
Oh yeah, dude.
he's
You should definitely have him on.
he's taken the plunge on a lot of cool things. Um, but yeah, we are running up on your time. So there are a handful of things that I want to make certain, well, two things that I want to make certain you know about.
Okay.
We brought up all sorts of crazy music. Did you see, and this came out from Titan Comics recently, Underground, Cursed Rockers, and High Priestesses of Sound? It's a
No, what is
French
that?
translation. It's like they call it the Essential Illustrated Bible of Independent Music. It popped into my head because you brought up Daniel Johnston, and there's a chapter on Daniel Johnston. There's also
Cool.
Moondog. There's the Cramps, Patti Smith, and I'm a music geek as well as a comics geek, and probably half the bands in it I didn't recognize, and that
Oh, cool.
meant that I
Yeah, that
had
sounds
to
up my
read
alley.
it.
Yeah.
So Underground, Curse Rockers, High Priestess of Sound, also on the rock sphere. Um, and I haven't gotten this one yet. I keep meaning to. Aaron Lang wrote Ain't It Fun last year. Did you hear about this? Peter Loeffner and
Mm-mm.
the Proto Punk in the Secret City.
Oh,
Um,
yes, 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 yes. I have not read it, but I am aware that it
I
exists.
haven't
Yes.
yet either, but
That's the
it
one with like the big, it's like a big portrait of the artist and then like a
yep.
little mini essay or biography. Yeah.
Uh, I think maybe.
Maybe, maybe
I mean,
not.
it's
I
like
don't know. Just say, just agree.
448 pages.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Sense.
and it came up on the indie comic roundup we just did because as well as being a great biography of Peter Loeffner, who I feel like I should remember who he is, but right now I'm not. Um, Great punk musician. Um, apparently Aaron Lang does for Cleveland what Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell did for London and From Hell.
Oh, okay.
Terms of
Interesting.
just like taking you all over
Yeah.
town
All over. Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
know I was interested before that, but when they said that I'm like, okay, now I have to now I have to drop the money on this. But then the other thing, and I don't know why this popped up other than the fact that my school does a thing every couple of years where we take 2 days during the school year and suspend classes in favor of having visiting artists come in. of all types.
Hmm.
I mean, in terms of people that our listeners would know, Jeffrey Brown gave a couple of talks um this week. Um, but
Every
there
Girl
was
is
a
the End of the World for me, also published by Top Shelf, and I
yep.
love that book. Every Girl is the End of the World for me and Unlikely are like on my
I
Mount Rushmore.
I will tell him that when I talk to him in a couple of weeks.
I don't think he's gonna know who I am, but that's fine.
I bet you
I
he will. He's a comics geek. I mean, you just told us you're a guy. You're a guy.
right, yeah, I'm a guy.
Right.
I'm a guy.
But then have you ever heard of manual cinema?
No, what is that? That sounds
Okay,
cool.
so apparently they also, and I'm going to share the screen and hopefully this will come through because we got some motion going on, and that doesn't always work with. So apparently they did some of the effects for Jordan Peele's version of Candyman.
Hmm.
And they've done work with NPR and they do stuff on their own. They actually started out, they did the shadow puppet, they do them live often, but they also do videos. Incredible. I mean, you can see these puppets here are, paper.
Yeah, cool though.
So incredibly DIY. They didn't call themselves outsider, but to me it was like outsider filmmaking. Um, that they showed us some of they're currently touring with Frankenstein, and I don't know if they have any of the video up, but the video they showed us was ridiculous.
Oh my
Um,
God, that sounds so cool. Where are they touring?
let's hit the more info here.
Can I go see it? I just actually went to go see a
They'll be in
in
Seattle, Washington on April 3rd.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be in Seattle, Washington on April 3rd.
Well, there
No,
you go.
no, I come back April 2nd, I think. Fuck.
Well, you got to see if you can change your dates.
Here, let me double check. Let me double check.
They'll be at the Moore Theater at 7:30 on April 3rd.
Damn it. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm back in LA at that point. Damn it.
Yeah.
That looks cool. This
Well,
is so
actually,
rad.
here
Thank you.
there's here they do have a little bit of video up.
Oh, dude, I love this guy. Look at this. It's a Frankenstein
Yeah.
monster. Oh, I love this. Wow, this makes a
We're
terrible
gonna stop.
podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna stop right there because we're an audio podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, manualcinema.com. Um, I mean, it also popped into my head because if you were ever to do something outside of the comics medium with Mary Tyler Moore, this would be like the perfect way to do
Mm.
it.
Ooh, I'd be
You know,
game. Yeah.
Mary Tyler Moore doesn't feel like it should ever be like real live action,
Right. Yeah.
but something weird, something different. Actually, oh no, in their work. Um, I think they might have a YouTube channel too. They showed a fantastic piece that I think is on. Oh, here's the Candyman stuff.
Oh wow, yeah, that's cool.
All them
Yeah.
witches. Oh, they did. That's right. They did Christmas Carol over the pandemic and then toured with it recently. They
Yeah, this
worked
is
with.
great. I'm gonna go down this wormhole when we get off here.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, don't do your other podcast first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll do that one first. So,
Oh, the
yeah.
Invisibilia that they did an Invisibilia episode with
Hmm.
NPR. Um, they've done poems. I don't see a link for it, but they showed us one about wolves in the city or coyotes in the city that was just amazing that I think is on YouTube somewhere. So I don't know if they have a
Cool.
YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
thank you for
I
showing me.
haven't gone down the complete rabbit hole of their but our conversation made me think that you would like this, and it looks like I was right.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally up my
So,
alley. 100%.
so there is your rabbit hole, Dave. Thank you for
Yeah.
letting me know that I need to talk to Chris Staros. Um, you are welcome back anytime, or if you look us up and you go, "Ooh, they do a Love and Rockets book club. I love Love and Rockets, or I love heavy metal, or we're doing a crime book club now. Or you just say, hey, I don't have anybody to read this comic with. Call me. I'll read it with you. We can talk about it.
I love it.
Because I like talking about comics. It's
You and me
fun.
both. You and me
It's
both.
fun. Um, I mean, that's my favorite thing about cons. It's why I like CXC so much better than most bigger cons because it was easier to actually just stand around and talk about comics rather than, oh, I gotta get out of the way for the people behind me that are, or I'm trying to talk comics with you, but this massive group of cosplayers, and I love the cosplayers. I'm not bashing, but you know when
Yeah.
you've got an entire Avengers team coming down the line or coming down the aisle, it's hard to just have a conversation. Um, but as it turns out, if you host a podcast that has, depending on the episode, anywhere between 30 and 40 listeners, when Tom King shows up, we sometimes get 100. Terry Moore got 100. So that's what you're shooting for, Dave. Like
Love
100 or
it.
so. You can get into Paul Levitt's, Tom King, Terry Moore territory. I think Jeff Smith is
Love it.
only in the 70s.
If that's not comics, I don't know what is, man.
It is. It's amazing. I mean, I'm not as good at PR as I wish I was, I guess, or maybe we're just not everybody's cup of tea, probably. We seem to have an inordinate number of comic shop owners and comic artists that listen to us. So
The chosen
and
few, the
and
proud, the
and
lifers.
then my mom and my friend John never miss an episode. So hi mom, hi John. Um,
Hi, Mom. Hi, John.
thank you. My mom
Thank you
just
so much.
said hi back to you. I know this for a fact. She's listening to her car and she just said hi, Dave.
Thank you for having me, man. I really
It
appreciate this,
was it
dude.
was a blast. We'll definitely have to do it again. And I gotta get my C2E2 professional badge. But whether I get on that or not, I'm in Chicagoland. So seriously,
Cool.
if you
Yeah.
want if you want lunch or if you want to get together before or after the show someday, I know breakfast places in the city. I can find whatever. And I
Thanks,
love to sit
dude.
down and talk comics. So
Fuck yeah, man.
let me
I'm
know.
into it.
Let me know.
Will do.
And if you're already booked, I get that. I've just met you. You might already have like actual friends in the city. I'm not trying to be that guy. Hey,
No,
I
you're
talked to
not.
you
Not at
for an
all.
hour, man. Let's be best
No, not at all.
friends. But I
Not at
mean,
all,
we
man.
can be
We're now
best friends.
manual.
If you
We're now
need another
manual.
best friend, I can do that too.
We're now manual cinema brethren. We're both
I'm,
fans.
yeah, no, I am. I was so they did like 4 videos for us. I was just like, oh my God, these people are amazing. These people are
Fuck yeah.
amazing. I need to tell all of my Hollywood friends about them so that they can get more work and more money and keep doing what they do. I mean, they work on such a shoestring that I don't
Yeah.
think they're going any. But I mean, she was honest. She's like, at any given time, we've got like 4 projects going at a time because we got to pay our rent.
Totally. 100%. I understand. Yeah.
And the
Um,
particular way they do it, rather than having like the one Muppet that can do all sorts of things, like they'll have 50 paper puppets with
yeah.
limited mobility for each one of them that they somehow manage to seamless. They're not doing stop motion. They're recording live.
It's cool, man.
There's no
That's very
director. They practice and whatnot, but like other than that, it's like, okay, take a breath together, go.
that's way
There's
cool. I'm
somebody
into it.
playing the music live. I mean, the one that was really fun is and again, I don't know if it's what's up on the website, but what they showed us was the Invisibilia one, but they did a split screen where one was what like they made for Invisibilia and one was them making it. So you got
Mm,
to see both the screen and behind the screen all at once. And it's like, oh, yeah, it looks like that's what they have right here. So at their website, you've got them
yeah.
with their
That's great.
instruments. And
It's
so
fucking
there's your
awesome.
rabbit hole. Let me
I'm
drop
into
that
it. I'm
link
gonna
really
go as
quick.
soon as I stop recording this next thing. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let me
do it.
drop that link really quick so that you can grab it too, so you don't even have to remember.
I actually already wrote it down in my phone,
Oh,
but
that's
I'll
even
take it
better.
here too. I'll copy and paste. Yeah.
So,
All right, dude.
so absolutely,
I
Dave.
gotta
It has
bounce.
been fabulous for Dave Baker. This has been 22 panels. We will see you after the next page.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22panels podcast.